Dricus Du Plessis has a $10,000 proposal for Chimaev. The proposal goes like this: I'll give you $10,000 every time you can take me down. Now, that's low-hanging fruit. The whole we're gonna have a deal outside of our deal. But guys, it works every time, at least with me.
Now it's my time. Yeah, don't run too much. Let's wait, man.
The MMA world is buzzing after Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev made a fiery $10,000 side bet on their upcoming clash at UFC 319. But it's Chael Sonnen who's taking heat. With tensions rising and money on the line, this fight just got even more personal.
But why specifically did he go with takedown? I've never seen that before, guys. I've had outcome. I can name you 10 right off the top of my head. They will make you bet on outcome. I'm investing in myself. I believe in myself. I'll bet you my whole purse. Will you put your purse up? I mean, I can tell you. Takedown specifically. And I think we all get it. Like, in the absence of a takedown, we would believe that Dricus is going to win.
Meanwhile, Nigerian-American mixed martial artist Kamaru Usman gave a balanced and respectful take on the upcoming UFC middleweight title clash between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev.
And just lastly, who do you see taking the belt at 185?
At 185? Listen, I told you guys, don't sleep on Khamzat. When he was fighting Robert Whittaker, everyone said, oh yeah, Whittaker's gonna get him. Hey, don't sleep on him. Khamzat's extremely talented, extremely strong. He can shock anyone. But Dricus Du Plessis, you can't sleep on him as well. He's the champion for a reason, taking out 3 champions back to back to back. So, hey, respect to all those guys. I respect every one of these fighters. You know, I know people at home, we're spectators and we're fans, and they like to just kind of talk. Oh, he had a bad performance, he had a boring one. But hey, you have to respect each and every one of these guys that's willing to get in here, you know, in little bitty gloves and damn near underwear and bare their soul in here. So you have to respect that.
He reminded the fans that just 1 year ago, everyone was sleeping on Chimaev, especially when Chimaev fought Robert Whittaker. Chimaev was the underdog in the fight, and Usman supported Chimaev, saying he was extremely talented and is extremely strong, and someone who can surprise anyone in the division. Taking to his YouTube channel, Chael Sonnen, the American gangster, weighed in on Du Plessis' claims that Chimaev won't be able to take him down. If you remember, the South African champion once competed in a quintet grappling tournament where he beat 5 members of Team Gracie Barra. According to Sonnen, if the champion takes away Chimaev's strength takedowns, we won't get to see the rest of the Chechen star's weapons in action. While his talks were on point, the title and the description of the video had a clear mistake.
In the absence of a takedown, which would remove Chimaev, at least thus far point in his career, what has been his most dangerous tool. Taking you down, keeping you there, smothering you, looking for a submission, pounding you the entire time. All of that gets eliminated if there's no takedown. And I gotta tell you, for the fights that are coming up, I mean, this is the one for me. And we got some pretty cool stuff going on. Well, we got New Orleans and the BMF belt. You know how much I love that. It's gonna be Poirier's last fight. He's gonna take on Max, which is, I guess you can call it part 3, or you could call it the rematch of the match that once was. Like, there's some really big stuff. The division is turning on Chimaev.
Chael Sonnen made an interesting comment regarding the continued perception of Khamzat Chimaev in the MMA community. Despite presenting what may be one of the better performances of his career against former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker, the legendary status surrounding Boers is becoming much more dilated than it was. This latest disconnect is showing that there are a number of factors contributing to that development.
And according to my own partners at DraftKings, you, the fans, the bettors, are turning on Chimaev. And I don't know where that's coming from. Khamzat Chimaev has been the boogie monster of 2 divisions from the day that he got here. The media has never loved anybody more than Chimaev. Now, they love two people equal, Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor. But the three of them were media darlings like our sport has never seen.
Primarily, Chimaev's layoff periods have allowed new stars to develop in the interim, but also, there is the issue of weight class, in that Chimaev has consistently bounced back and forth between 170 and 185, which devalues some of the pre-fight narrative of divisional dominance. And lastly, the Whitaker win, while impressive, came against a smaller opponent moving up from 170 pounds, allowing some skeptics to downplay its significance.
I saw a recent interview, and it was Imanov. He said the scariest guy at 185 right now is Kyle Brow. He didn't mention Dricus or Chimaev. I believe that Bo Nickel is on his way up. I believe his last fight and the outcome of that fight is going to get him towards the top even faster. That's my own belief. But if we were to look at DeRenner, that's a stone cold badass. Oh, by the way, nobody has ever beaten Robert Whitaker that can't call themselves world champion. Nobody's ever beaten Robert Whitaker. They either went on to be world champion or is in world championship fights that they got the jump on him. 185 is really remarkably deep right now. But I'm noticing that Chimaev, as great as he's been, is not this same monster in the closet. I think Chimaev's better now. I think Chimaev is coming off his single greatest performance.
Chael Sonnen made an important observation about Khamzat Chimaev's ability to adapt. If you look at the losses in his career, where he was unable to succeed with his signature takedowns, Chimaev still found a way to win against Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. This shows that Chimaev is not a one-trick pony when grappling is involved. He has the ability to beat you on the feet too, if he has to. With such contrasting styles and egos, the stage is set for an intriguing showdown.
Which is the one over Robert Whitaker. He got him down, got him out, did in the first round, and that was all predicated on, yes, a takedown. So now you've got Dricus saying, man, you can't take me down. It's not a matter of what you're going to do with it. It's not a matter of can you ground and pound me or can you submit me. You can't even get me there. Big claim. But it's coming from the champion of the world. So what does a fight look like between Chimaev and Dricus if there's no takedown? Are you completely certain that for Chimaev to win this fight, he must take him down? Like, that would be perception. I would possibly find myself in that same school of thought, but that's only because I never spent any time thinking about it. I assumed Chimaev would get him down.
Chael Sonnen said Khamzat Chimaev's entire career revolved around one burning question. We've seen hints of some answers to the fiery brawl with Gilbert Burns, but we haven't seen an entire fight where his realistic chance of taking his opponent down was successfully neutralized. So when Dricus Du Plessis said defiantly, "You're not taking me down," he was not simply cutting a promo, he was challenging Chimaev's very identity as an overwhelming force.
You can still have a meaningful conversation. The fact that Chimaev takes him down does not mean that Chimaev wins the fight. But what if we put it in reverse? Chimaev doesn't take him down. Chimaev can't take him down. Chimaev tries and fails to take him down. That's what Dricus is saying is going to happen. Are we sure that Chimaev can't strike with him? Do we have evidence? Is there a fight that you could turn to? And yes, there was moments in the Gilbert Burns fight. And there was moments in the Kamaru Usman fight, but
Sonnen refuses to pick a winner for the simple reason that the mystery is the whole point. Chimaev's mystique was established in mauling opponents within seconds, but if Dricus eliminates the takedowns, then we will see what Khamzat looks like when his most destructive weapon has been removed.
there is one commonality with those comparisons, which is your winner both times was the same guy, which is Chimaev, in spite of the fact he struggled to take them down. So he found a way, he found another way. Can he do that with Dricus? Like, that's between those boys. We're going to find out. It's the whole reason that we've got to hold the fight. But according to the champ, Dricus can't, or I apologize, Chimaev can't take him down. Not just he can't keep him there, not just that he can't hold him there, not that the submissions aren't a threat. He can't even get him there. And I've shared with you guys that Dricus did training with the national team in South Africa. I had pushback on that. I had some people tell me that my facts were wrong. But I have a friend named Sam Donovan, who was on America's national team, that not only saw Dricus at the workouts at the Olympic Training Center, he worked out with them. Greco-Roman specifically. To remind you for comparison, that's what Randy Couture did. That's what Dan Henderson did.
That inconclusive question is exactly why this is the fight to have. Not in reference to rankings or titles, but for pure sport. Can Chimaev adapt, or is his ascent dependent on one clear skill? In this case, until the door closes, even experts can only speculate.
Are you sure that in the absence of a takedown, Chimaev cannot beat Dricus Du Plessis?
Instead of writing Khamzat Chimaev's name, Sonen's account put the former middleweight champion, Sean Strickland, in the title and the description. The title of the video read, Dricus Du Plessis offers Sean Strickland $10,000 for every takedown. Chael Sonnen points out a huge pendulum shift in thinking about this fight. Though Khamzat may start hot, insiders now believe that Dricus' conditioning represents his greatest strength. As the fight tolls on, the fight could shift entirely opposite of Khamzat winning earlier. The prevailing wisdom says Dricus is a real threat who can withstand the early onslaught of fellow contenders and take over the fight in the later rounds.
De Renner has trained with both of them. He said there's going to be an early storm by Chimaev, but he believes Dricus can sustain the storm, and each passing minute favors Dricus. Now, what he's talking about is conditioning. You asked me about that fight 2 years ago, or a year ago, even 6 months ago. I would have quickly dismissed it and told you Chimaev. I would tell you Chimaev every single round. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel and I'm seeing what other people are feeling and seeing. The greatness of Dricus, it is something that is now not only witnessed, but recognized.
As expected, the fighting community swept down to the comments section to point at the bad guy's mistake. Let's see what the fans had to say. On the other side, the middleweight champion took to his Instagram page and shared some visuals of his training. Business as usual, but it was the caption that captured the attention of the fight world. Still, Knox's coach made an offer to any man who could take him down in training. Du Plessis wrote, "My face when the 2-hour session is done and a Coach Mornevisaire says everyone lines up, 10,000 for the first guy to take down DDP, and you think it's a joke, but Coach doesn't joke about these things." Quite a bold statement, to say the least. But this instance gave rise to a humorous moment involving none other than the legendary Chael Sonnen. Khamzat Chimaev is leaving no stone unturned in his training camp as he prepares for Dricus Du Plessis at UFC 319. Following his dominant win over Robert Whittaker, breaking the jaw of a former champion despite being ill, the Chechen Wolf looks terrifying. His most recent training videos show him polishing his already deadly skill set with explosive wrestling drills, practicing his infamous double leg takedowns and relentless top pressure. Khamzat Chimaev's striking looks cleaner than ever, while working savage combinations to the head and body, and breaking down how Du Plessis responds to defensive positions. Conditioning work seems to be a major priority in Chimaev's camp, as he battles through tiresome grappling sessions and relentless cardio workouts to ensure that he keeps a pace for 5 rounds if needed. Chimaev has fully recovered from the major health issues he faced before his last fight. Chimaev's team claims this is the best he has ever trained, and that is a scary thought for Du Plessis, who has foolishly claimed he will stuff all Chimaev's takedowns. In less than 2 weeks, we will witness the bout. The only question left to be answered is whether Chimaev's camp training allows him to unleash another uncontrollable performance, or will Du Plessis find a way to calm the Chimaev storm?
You ready?
Just kick it here. Go push and
Go! Let's go.
Go, Khamzat. Blow teeth. Come here. Go.
Khamzat Chimaev is stepping it up his level of preparation as he shows off a brand new strength and conditioning program prior to his next fight against Dricus Du Plessis. Focused, intense, and explosive, we can see Chimaev pushing himself to new extremes, from heavy compound lifts to high-intensity cardio to combat-specific drills. It is clear that Borz is not just training to win, he is training to dominate. This evolved version of Chimaev looks stronger, leaner, and more calculated than ever, which begs the question of whether Du Plessis will be able to withstand the storm. With a title shot on the line, Chimaev is sharpening all the weapons in his arsenal, and he is sending a clear message. He is coming for the throne. Needless to say, fight fans didn't forgive the goof up. After all, the entire world has been anticipating the battle between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis for quite some time now. And with the mess up in the title, fans didn't let up. One fan commented, "Chael, are you hiring for a virtual assistant? I won't put the wrong names in your video titles." Another fan wrote, "Can't let accurate titles get close," invoking the infamous TUF Brazil moment between Sonnen and Wanderlei Silva. One more fan added, "Where does Sean Strickland fit into this?" Meanwhile, many fans decided to weigh in on the claim that Chimaev might lose a wrestling game against Du Plessis. One fan asserted, "No, he can't and won't find a way." Another fan brought Tarzan and the $10,000 reward back into the picture and wrote, "Strickland won't take Chimaev down once. I bet you $10,000. But the others remained adamant with their support for the Chechen Wolf and his wrestling prowess. One fan commented, "Nobody could beat Chimaev in a wrestling match. No one." Another fan wrote, "Chimaev just gonna tag him over and over for the whole fight. It's gonna snooze." But a few others decided to bring some fun into the scenario. They focused on Sonnen's mistake to give rise to a new mythical fighter with Strickland and Chimaev's names. One fan commented, "Sean Borz Chimaev." But what are your thoughts on the goof up? Do you think Du Plessis can escape Chimaev's wrestling at UFC 319? As the clock winds down to fight night, one thing's crystal clear: this isn't just another title bout, it's a clash of trajectories. Chimaev storms in with unrelenting aggression and youth, hungry to dominate early. Du Plessis, battle-tested and meticulous, is ready to weather the storm and prove that grit and precision can outlast brute force. Which road shall prove to be better? Will Khamzat's early blitz do its damage, or will Dricus' stoic composure allow him to become the victor and utilize his impeccable conditioning to hold sway? After all the chat and subsequent hype, this bout will tell us who is wearing the middleweight crown and at what expense. No doubt, this is not a contest. This is a definitive moment. Who folds and who rises? Drop your predictions in the comments below. KO, submission, decision, let's talk. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from the fight world.